Hello, everybody, and welcome to a double masters, double feature, double something draft where we're playing the Midnight Hunt Crimson Vow combined draft format here on MTG Arena. Before I dive in, I would like to remind you that if you enjoy this video, be sure to hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and comment with your questions, thoughts, and feedback. It's been, since I've kind of stopped playing Crimson Vow, it's been a while since I've done an intro for a draft video, I guess. Just all over the place. Don't even know the name of this format. Wild. So I think the way this works is you get one rare of each from each set, two uncommons from each set, and like four commons from each set, something like that. So kind of an interesting blend of the formats. Florian is a pretty good rare. Black Red is not the best in Midnight Hunt, but it's pretty good in Crimson Vow. And yeah, there's also two rares in every pack, which is kind of wild. Neither of these rares is like insane. This one's pretty great, but it's like a gold card. The best common is Falcon Abomination, and but I think Florian's better. So I think I'm gonna just speculate on Florian because if Red Black is open, I'm gonna be pretty happy to have this guy. 3/3 first strike that just starts drawing you cards. And then I would take the Abomination. The blue decks are pretty good in Midnight Hunt, but not as good in Crimson Vow. It's kind of hard to decide on that sort of thing. Brood Reaver never really performed as well as I was hoping it would. Okay, so someone took a rare out of this pack. We're just going to take Foul Play because it's just the best card by a lot. There's Wolfkin Outcast and Silverbolt, just showing the perfection that was Midnight Hunt. And even though this werewolf isn't from that set, you know, classic stuff. Voldaren Estate is like a vampire payoff, but I would rather just take Foul Play as a generically strong removal spell. I'm not going to try to go for synergy as much in this draft format because it's like harder to get like the individual synergy pieces. Like Shipwreck Sifters is a little bit harder to use if you don't know how many spirits and stuff are in the set to support it. I'm sure there are a decent number in Crimson Vow, so maybe this is still solid in the right deck. But yeah, we're just going to be very conservative, take the Foul Play here. Ooh, this is a good pack. A very interesting pack as well, because there are several considerations here. There is a Brian Comer along with Stormchaser Drake and Sigarda's Imprisonment, so a lot of good blue-white cards. There's also just Thermo Alchemist, which plays incredibly well with Florian, because you don't have to attack to get it enabled. And then there's like Reckless Impulse, that's another red card. I kind of just want to take the Thermo Alchemist. This card's not particularly good. It's kind of unplayable. The Drake and the Brine Comer do make me think that blue-white might be open, though. I'm just going to take the Alchemist for now. Not give up on my Florian dreams, but I am going to note that I've seen a little bit of blue-white here. I could potentially just play blue-red or red-white. Not that red-white's something I'm particularly looking forward to playing. Okay. I don't really regret not taking a blue-white card now because there's nothing really special there. There's a Festival Crasher, which can go well in the right deck. I'm not sure I'm going to have the right deck for it. And then there's Voldaren Epicure, which can do good stuff as well. There's Shadow Beast Sighting, which is pretty good, but green was like not exceptional in either set, so maybe not the best to play green if I can avoid it. Epicure was never really my sort of card, but it has performed well in the past if you can get some synergies. And since blood tokens aren't going to be everywhere, every blood token might be more valuable. I'll need to find a way to use the body, but I think it might be better than the Festival Crasher in this particular deck. I could still just play something that's not straight up like blue, like red-black, but I like red-black, and I think it could be a good home for my cards. There's a few green cards that are okay in that pack. Oh, old stick fingers. I think the Butler's the best card in this pack. There's also a green-white card, old stick fingers, which I don't think I'm going to play because green-black was kind of hard to use in both sets, and this card's not good. Mystic Skull's interesting because it like helps you filter if I did want to splash in my deck. But I like the Undead Butler over like Rottide Gargantua. Rottide is good with the Voldaren Epicure plan, but Butler's just a better card. And it also plays well if I get exploit stuff. I guess I would prioritize some exploit stuff if I get these two guys. Yeah, we're just going to take this guy. The Undead Butler's pretty good. Nice late butler. Ooh, hoo, 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 the diagraph scavenger. Pretty good. Another black-green card. Search Party Captain's pretty good, but I'm kind of far from that direction. Festival Crasher can be good in the right home, but I don't think my deck is that home, as I said earlier. I only have one sorcery so far. Doom Dissenter is reasonable. Let's look at our curve. We have a couple 2-drops already. I think it's fine to get a Diagraph Scavenger. Just performed really well, and fills the nice top of my curve a little bit nicely. Okay, Immolation is a removal spell. There is Blood Pact. There's Bloody Betrayal. Don't think I want any of those. I guess I could take Immolation as just like a removal spell. It's not the best, but it's also just like a way to kill a small thing or a flyer. I don't really have a ton of removal. Better than this thing for sure. Startle's pretty good. I could just take that, but I don't necessarily just want to give up on my Florian, and I have enough red cards that I don't think it's a huge deal. Ooh, Neonate's Rush. Nice little payoff for Vamps. Wedding Invitation is also a fine payoff for Vampires. But this card does make having, like, Voldaren Epicure a little bit better, Florian a little bit better. Deathcap Glade could have been good for if I wanted to splash. I would just take Wedding Invitation after the Rush, though. Okay, what are we wheeling? Well, Tavern Ruffian's not great, but Blade Brand is pretty solid. It works really well with Voldaren Epicure, because you just want to turn your one powered creature into like a kill spell, essentially. So I like this also with Undead Butler. So nice little pickup. Shady Traveler. Not really a card I'm going to look for because I don't have a lot of instants. There's also Magma Pummeler, which isn't great. Ancestral Anger does have synergy with Thermo Alchemist. And if I wheel any of those Festival Crashers. So I think I'm going to take this because Magma Pummeler is not an exceptional card, whereas Ancestral Anger has some potential. Stolen Vitality. Like, I don't think I'm going to wheel the Festival Crashers, but I think it's higher impact than the Pummeler. Okay, we get a couple Stolen Vitalities if we want them. Aim for the Head could be playable. Okay, pack 2. Somehow managed to open 2 separate rares that are both lands. That's funny. So there's a Festival Crasher. Somebody's probably going to be going deep on a Festival Crasher deck. But I don't regret not taking the like really clunky like X spell. Hobbling Zombie's really good. Vampire Interloper can be good too. How aggressive is my deck? It's like not the most aggressive. It's just like mediocre aggression on that scale. So I don't think I really need to prioritize the Interloper type cards or the Vengeful Strangler type cards. Ceremonial Knife could be much better in this sort of format where blood isn't really common. But I don't think I want to take it over like a just solid card. I don't love the Strangler. Interloper can be okay, but I'm not really that aggressive. I think I'm just going to take the Hobbling Zombie. It's not a great first pack here. Play with Fire as a removal spell. Another Interloper. There's a Blood Petal Celebrant. Huh. Do I take Play with Fire or Blood Petal Celebrant? Probably Play with Fire. Just get a removal spell. Burn the Accursed would also be fine. I don't have a lot of good removal. I've got a couple. Immolation would be a card I'd prefer like not to play. Blade Brand could play a key role. Seeing a lot of green here. Hobbling Zombie's a fine card. I'll take Siege Zombie. Just a fine 2-drop. It's better than Falcon Wrath Perforator, even though this is a vampire. I don't really have vampire synergies in particular, other than this Neonate's Rush, but I'll have enough vampires to enable that. I already have 2. Probably get a couple more. Siege Zombie's a good way to push through some damage. So good white cards, good blue cards. Like these are great blue cards. These are good white cards. My offerings are Voldaren Stinger. I mean, I don't understand how someone I was passing to could have gotten into black-red because I just took all the black and red cards, the entire pack. I don't really want the Stinger. Another Interloper is not really what I want. I'm just going to take Grizzly Ritual. It's unconditional removal. There's probably going to be a lot of bomb rares in this set, or just a lot of good rares because you get 2 rares a pack. So having unconditional removal is good. And getting blood tokens is also nice in a set that has less of them. Now there's an Abrade, just an easy pickup. I wonder why I'm seeing all these blue cards, because I passed a lot of blue cards in pack 1, so maybe I was just supposed to play blue and just get a crazy deck. But my deck seems pretty good, so I'm not complaining. Ooh, Biolumeg. Famished Forager seems good. Nice way to filter through my deck. Also like a nice little combo with like Voldaren Epicure and stuff, or like Thermo Alchemist. Vadric. I could have had maybe a sick blue-red deck. If I just take all those Festival Crashers, maybe. Jack-o'-lantern's potentially good for splashing. I'm just going to take the Diagraph Scavenger, though. Death Touch seems good. I like Death Touch as a mechanic. Oh, Hungry for More. I never liked this card, really. Because you have to sacrifice the creature. I don't really have ways to use it. I'm just going to take the Blood Petal Celebrant. Hopefully nobody sees this as a signal. I mean, it's coming pick 8, so I don't think anyone's playing black-red. Or, like, if someone is, they're not, like, viewing that as a signal still. Okay, so how many creatures do I have? I have 10 creatures. I have 4 instants, 2 sorceries. I mean, I guess I could take Festival Crasher. I could also just take Ceremonial Knife. Kind of just want to take the knife. Feels like it could be good. And now I get a Burn the Accursed Perfect. I don't really want the Immolation. Your sorcery speed deal 2 is just not very powerful. Giving my Death Touchers first strike on defense could be a plan. Wedding Invitation over the Stinger. I'm trying not to like force myself to be like hyper aggro. Ooh, another Siege Zombie's nice. Boom! Finally, we opened up a good rare. You know, with 6 shots at, I guess we also have Florian, so I can't complain. But yes, the Graveyard Trespasser is a really good rare, like an exceptional rare. I have a lot of Graveyard hate in this deck with 2 Diagraph Scavengers and now a Graveyard Trespasser, which will be nice for shutting down any shenanigans. Also, this Exiles. Infernal Grasp is good, but this is a bomb rare, so we're going to take that. Pretty excited to see how pack 3 goes. We have 20 playables going in, so we're just like curating now. Ooh. This card could be good. So we get past a really good green rare and like a not so good one. So this is exit number of vampires you control if they lost life this turn. How many vampires do I have right now? I have 4 vampires. I kind of just want to take the Bloodcrazed Socialite over this guy. Because again, it just forces me into like an aggressive play pattern, whereas my deck is kind of mid-rangey. Doesn't really attack all that often. Like, sure, it's great if I use Blood Petal Celebrant to attack, or I combo it with like Voldaren Epicure. Or like something like that. But I'd rather just take the Socialite that's guaranteed to be great. Creepy Puppeteer is excellent. I'm finding good ways to use the Epicure. Seeing a second Ambusher doesn't really worry me. I'm going to get something good out of this pack coming back. I'm probably going to get the Epicure or the Ambusher. I bet you somebody's taking the Vampire cards, because I think somebody's going to have a really good deck where they just took a bunch of like Vampire Interlopers, and now they're going to get a couple of Voldaren Ambushers to supplement it. But I like my spot as well. Slaughter Specialist. Interesting. This card has performed pretty well for me when I had it before. Plays well with removal spells. Between that and Flame Blessed Bolt. Giving them a 1/1 isn't going to be a huge deal, I don't think, but I think this card's pretty good. In the right shell. Flame Blessed Bolt's also really good. Love me a Blade Brand. There's also Silverbolt, but again, Blade Brand just plays really well with a lot of my like little creatures and Death Touchers and stuff. No Way Out. Or Vetting Invitation number 2. I'm just going to take No Way Out, maybe. Giving my vampires unblockable is pretty nice. I'm just going to keep taking invitations. Not in the market for Lacerate Flesh. I'll just take the land, because why not? It's a 2-drop. Another Epicure coming back around. Nice. There's only so many cantrips I can play, so I might just play Blade Branch instead of the Wedding Invitations. Somebody else was definitely playing Black-Red because they got all the cards that I didn't want, like the super aggressive ones for the most part. Okay, let's see how we're gonna make this deck. So I'm gonna cut Famished Foragers, I think. Don't want tapping at the window, that's for sure. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 2-drops and 2 Voldaren Epicures is pretty nice. I really like the Blade Brands in this deck. They play really well with my Voldaren Epicures. I'm going to cut a land, I think. My deck is pretty cheap overall. Now I just need one more cut. So let's just think what my weakest card is. Could be the Knife, but I think the Knife could play out really well in a set where blood tokens aren't super common. Slaughter Specialist is an interesting one. I just kind of like playing with it. I think it's an interesting card to play with. I think I took it over a burn spell. Yeah, I just like having creature count, and it seems pretty neat. I'm interested to play it again. I took Hobbling Zombie over like a ton of stuff. Hobbling Zombie could go. I just like Death Touchers. I think Death Touch is a really like good mechanic for just playing the games out, and I have a lot of Death Touch here. Maybe we'll just cut a Siege Zombie. I don't really have Decay tokens to make it really good, so I'll just play one of those. Pretty even split. 14 creatures. Pretty good with my Ceremonial Knife, my Blade Brands. Yeah, I think this is going to perform well. We can always shake it up after the first game if we want to. The first couple games, but I think this is going to play out well, and I'm excited to see how it does. I'll see you folks in the games.
Before I get to the games, I want to give a huge shout out to all of the patrons who make my content possible on patreon.com/NicolaiBolas, and special shout out to those at the credits level. It really does make a big difference and helps me continue to produce these videos. If you've never heard of Patreon, it is essentially a monthly pledge service where you, the viewer, can chip in and help me continue to make videos for just a couple bucks a month, and in return you gain access to a bunch of cool rewards, including my card-by-card tier list for each set. So with Neon Dynasty right around the corner, now's a great time to become a patron so that you can gain access to my full thoughts on all of the cards in Neon Dynasty as those are revealed. Patreon is super flexible. It can be canceled at any time if your circumstances change or you no longer want to be a patron. It's really, really easy to set up and use, and it really does make a big difference for my content. So if you're enjoying my videos and you want to make a difference and help the channel continue to grow and thrive, consider becoming a patron. You can find more information at patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. Anyway, though, I hope you're enjoying the video, and without further ado, let's get to the games. Welcome to round 1. We have a good hand here, playing against LRV, LSV's lesser-known sibling. That's a joke, by the way.
LSV siblings are not called LRV. Just don't want to accidentally confuse people. I like our hand, though. This is pretty good. Hobbling Zombie into Bloodcray Socialite. Oh, man, not that guy. Ooh, they missed a land drop. Interesting. Well, this should be a fairly straightforward game then. We don't have any single black cards, so... But I guess we could hit a black 2-drop. Oh, I botched it. Son of a goodness. I guess now's as good a time as any to learn. Dang it. Well, I messed that up. Wow. That was bad. Well, you live and you learn, I guess. Got the win. Ranking up. I'm so proud. I'm so proud. I never thought I would achieve it. Gold 1. Well, the deck played out great that game. I like going for a more mid-rangey approach in most formats. I think committing to having to be aggro really just puts you in a tough spot. Because then if you're like on the draw, or you like stumble, or you have like a deck, like a hand where you don't curve out, you just get put into tough spots. And it also makes it harder to build your deck because then you kind of have to include like all your 2-drops, even if you'd rather play like some of your other cards that are a little bit better. I just think this deck is really going to perform well. I'm excited. I guess it was kind of a simplistic draft in that I just kind of stuck with my first two colors, but I was really just taking the Florian as like okay, this is the best card in the pack. If I do end up in red-black like 1 out of 10 times, it'll be like the best card in my deck, so it's worth doing. Oh my gosh, let's go. I like this hand. I'm hoping to draw some Blade Brands. For some reason, I thought I was going to say Blade Brand, but yeah. But knowing I have 3 Blade Brands in my deck really makes me optimistic. And this card. So they're playing blue-black, which was really good in Midnight Hunt, but not as good in Crimson Vow. Okay. I really want to get this thing down on time. So I think I'm going to pitch the Diagraph Scavenger here. So I'm just going to discard the Diagraph Scavenger so I can potentially curve out with my Creepy Puppeteer. Okay, now I'm not going to try to do that because they'll just tap it. So now I don't really want to do that, so I'm just going to draw my card normally. Left up 2 mana. And if they have a removal spell for this, it's like trading 1 for 1, but it's like they're using a removal spell on my 1/1, so it still ends up helping me, I think. We'll run it out into a counterspell. So I wonder what they have. They probably have something. I can use this with the Puppeteer as well. Oh, I flipped it back. Whoops. That was not great. I think they're dead if they don't draw anything really good here. They have to either deal with these, and then I play my Graveyard Trespasser. Sure. I will put it on top. They can't even target this because they don't have extra cards to discard. Got the win. Whew. Oh my goodness, I might get back into platinum. I'll see you folks next round. Welcome to round number 3. We have a good opening hand. We've got our Epicure Bladebrand combo, Neonate's Rush as well. Thermo Alchemist to start doing damage. This is a really good hand. It really functions well on only 2 lands as well, so that's a good sign as well. Gonna lead with the Alchemist. If I do hit a land, it'll be nice. I can just play this and equip this if I get to 3 lands. Oh, this is just devastation. Wow, them playing a 1 toughness creature was really good for me. And now I can use Bladebrand to kill whatever they play this turn, potentially. This thing can't block. Thermo Alchemist is so good in the right deck. I really like this card. So the thing is, I could block with Thermo Alchemist, then they could kill it with something, and I don't really want to let that happen because Thermo Alchemist is representing so much damage, and I'm so far ahead in the damage race that I don't think it matters. But if they do kill the Thermo Alchemist, I could run out of gas. Perfect. That's where Bladebrand comes to shine. Slaughter Specialist, not looking as good here, but... Okay. Sure. Okay. Giving them a blocker is not ideal here. Okay. So they're to functional like 1. Yeah, they were dead on board. I tapped to put them to 3, or they didn't know that I had Blade Brand, but I tapped to put them to 3, essentially. I'll just show you. Tap to put them to 3, untap. Tap to put them to 2, attack all, they block, block. They take 1, I tap, untap, tap. Nice. Blade Brand did exactly what I was hoping it would do. It turned my Voldarian Epicures into, like, real cards, which is, like, actually a really good thing for those. Blade Brand is a really good card. Like, it often gets cut, but I feel like it always, like, makes my deck better when I play it. So maybe I should just always play, like, that sort of thing, because Death Touch is, like, a really, really strong mechanic. It just, like, gives your creature infinite power. It's like, what the heck? Infinite power when in combat. And combat's, like, the most important step, because if you win, if you just always trade your creatures in combat, then you're, like, never going to really fall behind. So yeah, I really like Death Touch. Big fan. Big fan. The deck is playing out great. Might even get me into Platinum, which would be nice. I didn't think I was going to get into Platinum because I wasn't going to play Crimson Vow for the rest of the month, but let's go. Another good hand here. Death Touch Tribal. And a 2-drop. Let's go. One of the best things about a card like Play with Fire is it lets you, like, kind of, like, break serve. Like, if they play a 2-drop here, I get to kill it and then play my own 2-drop. And now I'm, like, it's almost like I'm on the play because I get to be on the board first. Now, granted, they still have more mana than me, which is makes it a little bit trickier, but being on the play is, like, being able to kill their first play on your first turn is really good. That's the difference between a card like Play with Fire and Immolation, is Immolation can't do that, which makes the Immolation significantly worse. Which is somewhat unintuitive. It's like, oh, it's still the same effect, but it's like instant speed is really key. Oh my gosh. Okay, Zabega. They let the creatures through, I get to draw a card. If they do this typical trade of just, like, letting the Hobbling Zombie eat the Beloved Beggar, I'm pretty okay with that. This will flip, but then this doesn't have a good attack into Florian, unless they have removal, which white-green doesn't really have a lot of. If they do get their guy back, so be it. But I think clearing away their board a little bit will be good, because then Florian can start punching through and getting me some extra cards so I can hit my land drops. And if they do just do this block, then I'll get to draw a card off Florian, essentially. Okay, this is actually the best outcome for me, I think. Bereaved Survivor's not going to come back. And I get another guy to help punch through damage with Florian next turn. Sure. The ability's still going to work, so that's good. I just have to get the land.
I guess I can't cast the other one. While I would love to be able to exile the Beloved Beggar, they are so far away from 6 mana that I'd rather just... Yeah, I'm not going to save my guy for that. Got the win, and we are into Platinum. Going well. Four-0. Nice. The deck is feeling great. I'm really happy with how I drafted it and how I've been playing so far. Feel like I'm making all the right choices, which is good, because I was worried I might be a little rusty after not playing for a little bit. Yeah, performing quite well. Maybe we'll face some stiffer competition now that we're in Platinum. Florian has performed really well. I'm glad I was able to draft around that guy. Or not even draft around, just like play black-red to support him. It worked out. I was just thinking, I wonder if it's like, because there's a lot of playables and stuff, just maximizing being able to play your rares is pretty good. I don't think I wouldn't have played Florian if black-red wasn't somewhat open. Because I would have, I wasn't like super committed to it just by taking it first. Okay. On the play, I have 8 mountains in the deck. I have a Blade Brand that can cycle. I have a foul play. I really hate mulliganing. I'm just going to keep it. If they play a 2-drop, I will Blade Brand it to get an extra draw step. But I kind of have a few redraws, so I've got like 5 draws in my first few turns. Like my 3 draw steps. I have 2 draw steps to hit a land. And I also have this draw and this draw. These are the sorts of sketchy hands where it's like, well, sometimes you lose, but you also lose a lot when you mulligan, so. Beautiful. Okay. Okay, doke. And I'm going to use Neonate's Rush this coming turn on the wedding announcement token. I would really like to get this thing into play, but it might be better to wait a turn on that. I need to get this thing off the board, so I need to be able to burn the Accursed to that. That's fine by me. This is actually great for me. Dang it, I didn't hit a land, but it means I am, oh no. Big draw step. Just in case I hit a land here. Yep. And now I can play Creepy Puppeteer and Neonate's Rush this coming turn. Ah. Oh, that's tough. Hmm. I did that because I don't want them to keep drawing with this thing. Maybe they'll miss a creature or something. Okay. Oh, they just never miss. Huge. I'm just going to use the blood token. We're both drawing a lot of cards every turn because I have the Florian and they have their Glorious Sunrise. Nice. This does not have Menace for some reason. I thought it had Menace. Hmm. I think it's more important to get another creature out. Okay, this is going to go well, I think. I'm not going to actually discard this land because I want to be able to use this guy twice in my turn. The fact that they get a massive buff to all their creatures is a huge issue, but such is life. Yeah. You better gain life, opponent. Sure. Sure. I'm gonna lose. The fact that they have both of these going is really impossible for me. Or maybe not. I am the greatest top decker in the world. Oh yeah. Da, 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 da. With a corncob pipe and a button nose and 2 eyes made out of snow. I don't know why that song's going through my head. Yeah. Let's go! Ha! I knew we were going to win. I wasn't just talking pessimistically about how we were about to lose. Ha ha! That's what you get, opponent. Justice! I guess not really, but yes! We managed to beat like 6 turns of Glorious Sunrise being in play and a wedding announcement that was flipped for the whole game. Oh yes, them chumping with those 1/1s was pretty good for me. I knew that burn would come in handy. The Thermo Alchemist turned out to be what I needed. The last card I got off of Florian. Saving the day. Let's go. Oh, play with fire. My good friend, I knew you would come in clutch. Dealing 2 to the face. Exactly what we needed. Good work, team. Oh, so satisfying. What the heck? Never seen that card get played in my life. I really don't care about that card either. There must have been some magic. For some reason, I always think this card has some menace. Perfect, perfect. Yeah, I messed that up. Maybe it's greedy to try and flip my guy, but like they'd have to have a combat trick. And flipping this thing is pretty good, especially early, because they won't really be able to unflip it. It's a pro or con. I guess I was kind of ahead anyway, so I could have just like kept pushing my advantage. 2/4/1. 2/4/1. Ooh, that's a pretty good card. Hello, Thermo Alchemist, my old friend. My old apprentice. I'm liking our position here. We got a lot of Death Touchers, so our attacks are pretty much going to be working the whole game. We got our Alchemist and our Zombie. Got some removal. Got a Blade Brand for when we draw like an Epicure or something. And they haven't played anything game-breakingly powerful yet. Oh no, I'm quivering in my boots. The Soul Guide Grief. The Grief. That's fine for me. I'll get to bring back the Lunarch Veteran. But I'm in good shape. Thermo Alchemist just doing so much work. We did it! Yay! We did it! Hooray! We did it! Yeah, we got the win. I've got these melodies in my head and I'm not sure where they're coming from. Huh. Just got music in my soul. Well, the deck is doing great. So far, so good. Really, I kind of like the format, not gonna lie. Feels kind of like, I don't know, just fresh a little bit. Seeing a lot of cards playing together. It's kind of like putting all the stuff together makes it kind of new. Just having a huge card pool means you don't really play around a ton of stuff. You just kind of go with it. A lot of the decks feel pretty unique. It's kind of like, I guess, what the set would feel like if every set had like 500 cards in it instead of like 250. Because that's kind of what it is. It's very easygoing, kind of. And we're gonna keep this. Not the best hand. I need to find some Blade Brands, but Neonate's Rush is pretty good if I can combine it with an Epicure. Having 3 Blade Brands in the deck really does make me feel like my Epicures are going to be worth a card later on down the road, which is nice. If they play a 1 toughness creature, this game is going to be very good for me. Oh, sweet summer child.
I'm going to pitch one of these swamps. I'm going to hit my 5th land for Burn the Accursed eventually. Maybe I don't even need to. Okay, now I need to. I'm going to want to kill that. If I hit a Blade Brand, it's really good. I have 3 in the deck. Maybe I'll regret that play. Maybe not. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Lier and Rending Flame? That is terrifying. I guess having the mana for Burn the Curse would have been important after all. Yep, they have to Rending Flame. Nice. Everything worked out well here. They're at 1, they have to kill one of my creatures. If they kill Siege Zombie, I have 2 guys that can be lethal.
Yes, 7-0! I am the double feature, whatever the format's called, master!
Let's go. That was great. I really enjoyed that. Really enjoyed that. Quite a thrill. Quite a fun little time there. Quite nice, quite nice. Woohoo. Well, that was quite enjoyable. Nice little 7-0 run with a nice little black-red deck. Finally got to use Voldaire and Epicure the way that it's like actually good. Like, I just like being able to use the little 1/1, but I know a lot of people have liked the card, but I was never really able to find a way to use it in Crimson Vow. But by combining it with like Blade Brands and then like the Creepy Puppeteer that I got, like mostly the Blade Brands though, it actually turned out to be a pretty nice card. I mean, Florian was a lot of fun, really carried me that one game. Play with Fire for the burn. Thermo Alchemist was sweet. Really every card just kind of was a lot of fun. Graveyard Trespassers, great. Neonate's Rush did good stuff. The Diagraph Scavenger was good. I liked having the removal. 16 lands felt great. Overall, just a really fun time. I hope you enjoyed watching as much as I enjoyed playing it. If you did, remember to hit that thumbs up button. It does help the video succeed, helps the channel grow, and it's really easy to do. You can comment below with your questions, thoughts, and feedback. If you made it all the way to the end, in the comment section down below, leave hashtag FlorianFun, because that was just a lot of fun. I had a blast playing, and it was great, and Florian was really cool to play. You can also remember to subscribe to the channel for more draft content, including plenty of Neon Dynasty stuff going forward, because that set's about to come out. And I hope that you will stick around and catch more of my content. Hopefully you find it enjoyable and helpful. You can also click that bell icon if you are subscribed to get notified when I post future videos. If you would like to support my content, you can do so via Patreon, patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. You'll gain access to my card-by-card tier list for all of the sets that are coming out, including Neon Dynasty, and so that can be a helpful resource for you as well. And Patreon support really does help me continue to make these videos possible. So if you want to chip in and help the channel out directly, you can become a patron. It's really appreciated. You can also find a bunch of cool stuff like the NicolaiBolas Discord server, the NicolaiBolas Twitter, the NicolaiBolas Twitch stream, NicolaiBolas articles, NicolaiBolas merchandise, all linked in the description down below. And yeah, tons of cool stuff in the description. Just check it out if you're interested in more of my stuff, or just find more videos on my channel.
Anyway, that is going to do it for this one. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you next time.